Looking back at my school choices, I could say that I picked the worst GCSE subjects to start a career move in life. So, let's talk about them today. Also, I've got a bit of a sniffy cold as well because I took 2 days off because it was nice and sunny outside, but I wake up the next morning to find it piss wet through, full of rain. So, yeah, please excuse the audio errors, but here goes. I picked construction and history class for a GCSE. Now you're probably wondering, construction took up pretty much all other options I could have picked from because it was a massive project. Like, the school really spent an arm and a leg to keep this shit running. So I'm going to tell you all about that as well. Seriously, if I'd have known I would attempt to do animation, I'd have took art and media or ICT. They're both really the same thing, aren't they? But seriously, who knows what's coming down the line, and that which you can't really pick a GCSE until you know what's expected for the future. Which I get is a stupid claim, but really it's anyone's guess what they're going to be. Hell, you could think of one thing next, and then the next morning you'll be thinking of something completely out of your reach, which honestly that's happened to pretty much everyone I know. And that leads into the most painful questions you can ask anybody. Like, you know the common question, what do you want to be when you grow up? You don't know until you see your options, in which it's not likely. Which obviously, like, you're told that as a kid and you're not really thinking outside the box at that age, are you? You're more or less just going with what you saw on the TV. These days, and it's pretty common for myself, but English class is now seen as the most important subject. Like, seriously, if you don't get an A star in English, you're gonna fall like you've never fell, but like, you're gonna get hit and not get back up if you don't pass English GCSE. That's bullshit. It's probably not, I'm wrong. But at my school, if you're really pressured onto if you do not get full stars in English GCSE. I don't get that. Why English over maths? Over whatever subject you picked? English gets put on this insanely high pedestal for seemingly whatever reason. And to be honest, I don't think Shakespeare's going to help you get a job. I'm sorry. If that was your literal life goal, I'm sorry, I've just sort of stamped on your goals. So, pardon me, Shakespeare's not going to help you get a job. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Pardon me. Nah, but seriously, you'll get told that we're not putting pressure on you from the teacher's perspective, but they're putting the most pressure on now, more than ever. I got to say, right, I have not picked anything for my future life. I haven't picked college or a sixth form or any sort of other education from that, or even an apprenticeship, because I don't know jack balls on what I'm going to do. Don't force me into a decision which could possibly change my life for good. Personally, I want to do this. I want to do this for a living. This would be a great opportunity, and generally, I don't know, improve artwork somehow down the line. That's not going to happen. This art style is what you see is what you get, more or less. But to also get on a topic of what other people have said they want to take for their career, a lot of people said that they want to join the fucking army, and then you'll take one glance at them and think, are they really army material, or are they taking the piss? Personally, if you're willing to take the training, willing to risk your life, willing to do all sorts of things from here to there, then you are more or less entitled to join the army. Generally, if that's what you literally want to do for career move, do it. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. I'm just here to tell you some of the issues that have been placed in between careers and school. But we have heard some friends talk about that conversation, You know you have, because everyone seems to take the army because apparently you don't need any qualifications or all sorts. Is that true? Surely you'll have been told, or at least you must be at least the slightest bit. I don't know, right? I haven't a clue. I'm not army material, and I know the people who shout and bawl that they're joining the army aren't the greatest army material. But if I was to tell you one thing, if you generally want to join the army, go for it. All ups to you. You'll probably be doing a great thing for the country and for yourself. It should be a great experience, but don't throw GCSEs away simply because army is at the back of your head. Take your GCSEs, because generally anything could go tits up in the army. You could get kicked out, you could be shot, but generally make sure you have something to fall back on if the army isn't what you're expecting, isn't what you enjoyed, was a little bit too challenging, because a challenge isn't for everyone. Like, you could be whatever age, you could be however strong, muscular, or however different you may be. A challenge will be difficult for some people. So, honestly, take your GCSEs one step at a time. Make sure you walk into that exam board with a smile on your face. Don't forget to flag off the administrator. Put your pen to paper, and there goes. There's your life right in front of you. Take it one step at a time. Don't forget to stay calm, and remember to always keep smiling, because if worse comes to worse, at least you tried. If you generally tried your best and there's not really much you could have done any better from that, then it should be worth it in the long run for yourself. Right then, sorry that got a little bit too dark. That wasn't really the greatest explanation ever, but from my experience on what's literally about to happen in the next few weeks, I'm under a little bit of pressure myself. So if there's anyone that you can connect with your GCSE problems, I'm here. So leave me any comments, any thoughts, feelings, or any sort of opinions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond and answer and maybe even give you some tips. But I know just as much as you do. But generally, remember, keep smiling, keep having fun, and remember to stay safe. But let's talk side now. Let's talk about how you can chill out if you're stressed and all that sort of problems you may be facing with your GCSE choices. You'll have the teachers that'll have these assemblies where they'll tell you how to de-stress, but personally, I don't think there's anyone else that can really tell you how to de-stress than someone who's also going through GCSE problems. So I'm just going to try my best and try and explain in brief details how to stay calm. Tip number 1. Comedy and entertainment. I also mentioned this in my stress and relaxation video, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in this one. Honestly, kick back, watch something while you're revising. So you could slip on an Only Fools and Horses while you're revising biology, or you could slip on a Mrs. Brown's Boys or Mr. Popper's Pissing Penguins while you're revising history. Honestly, the opportunities and stuff that you can honestly try and kick back with are endless. Generally, try and listen to some type of music while you're revising media, possibly, because there is nothing that you can really keep you on a more calmer level than doing something multitasking, such as something you enjoy. Let's say you could be playing a video game while revising. That's pretty cool. I'm not really a fan of educational games, but revise while you're in GTA Online and just simply have the mic in your ear and just talk to some people as well. Maybe they can help you down the line, or maybe they can't. Maybe you get killed and it'll distract you, and then there's your GCSEs out the window. So generally, try not to do something impossible in a video game. Just simply do something to desensitize, something to just keep you mellow, like keep taking the odd 5-minute break just to play a video game or even listen to some music. Just kick back once in a while is all I'm saying. Got into a bit too much detail instead of just being brief, but seriously, kick back once in a while. It'll honestly keep you focused, it'll honestly keep you calm, and it'll honestly stop all this stress and all other bullshit piling up on top of you while you're going through your GCSE stuff. Another tip would be early nights. Now these aren't really the most common thing for teens to do, simply go to bed early. So if you're just going to have up late nights, just simply listen to some audiobooks, or literally record yourself speaking into your phone some of the answers down and simply just listen to them. They say that doesn't really help, but that honestly just helps it keep in mind, because honestly you have, apparently, I believe, or I've discovered this myself, probably not, but you have the most active imagination in the late night hours. That's weird that, because even for this, I think of some funny jokes at night and forget to write them down and forget them the next morning. So if any notes come into your head at night, or any questions, or even some answers and that, don't forget to simply write them down on a notebook or pen, or in your phone notes, because generally that might help you in the long run, you never know. And that'll piss you off the next morning as soon as you forget the top mark question, simply because you were listening to a little bit of drum and bass and that. So I've covered some issues, but nowhere near all of them. And if you have any questions, or even some tips that you can help me or other people in the future, don't forget to leave them in the comment section below, because I'll be reading through them all. Thanks for watching everyone, much appreciated, and I hopefully see you soon.